Hi everyone. Um, I was gonna end up typing a statement for my actions on this past Thursday in the SWE chat for Jason Masters incident. And I know some people talking and saying that I was out of line and whatever about that. But before we go on with that, I'm gonna go into something else. Um, Chris from Wrestling Commentary Central, me and him having back and forth beef, but truthfully, just to let y'all know, it's not anything serious. We're just playing around. So what he calls is internet promo wars, which WFSO and WCC is going to start pretty soon. So just something just to have fun and just see who can cut out the best promo out of everybody in both groups. So
WFSO!
So that's gonna be going on pretty soon. Probably sometime in the summer we're gonna do something like that. Right now, Chris, myself, and a few others are just trying to think how we're gonna do it and how's it gonna work out. So we're gonna plan that and just go from there, and we'll let y'all know. It's probably gonna be developing weeks and stuff like that. So just to let y'all know, the group chats on WTC, it was just playing around. Me and Chris don't have no beef for each other. We're just having fun, just going back and forth.
Yeah, you have a
Like,
beef because Chris has gay love for The Rock and you love Cena. Why you tell that to me?
I'm talking.
So,
Anyways, we have our own promo wars later. But
hush your mouth, boy.
hush, woman. But anywho, don't make that face. You know I love
Yeah, baby.
you. Okay, but that aside, what I said on SWE, mainly I came into the chat and I saw Jason Masters, real name Jason Brooks. And yeah, I said his government name and I have my reasons. So anyway, CM Punk moment. But anyways, only thing I put on there was like, cause I know Phoenix and Jason Master was doing a promo for that match next Saturday. Plainly, I just said, Phoenix, do me a favor and knock him out. And he started with me saying, Artrell, go hang yourself. So I said something back, said, go fuck yourself. And it all went on from there. So all the cards laid out, and you know what? He's talking this and that, and I really don't care if you put a promo or not. So you don't tell nobody, oh, go hang yourself. If you want to cut a promo within a promo, you do it like that. You don't go that far as telling somebody go hang yourself or whatever like that. You say something else differently. So you know what? This is my reason for being pissed off at Jason Masters in the first place. It was an incident in 2010 in Green Bay that he was hollering with two females I know. I'm like good friends with them and whatnot, but him and a certain other person, I'm not going to mention names because I'm cool with that guy, so I'm not going to mention his name. So him and this other person were flirting with these girls or whatever. And I guess like when I talked to the girls afterwards, they didn't like them and they wouldn't give them no play or anything like that, which they were obviously doing. But it was me, Court Jason Masters, this other wrestler, Jake, and another WFSO member, Roosevelt, ended up going to, I think it was SmackDown and ECW and SmackDown in Green Bay. Yeah, it was like a month before they came down to Milwaukee for WWE SmackDown and ECW. Well, it was started NXT at the time, so remember NXT started here in Milwaukee first. But anyways, well, that started it, and he makes some lies to his girlfriend at the time and lied to Hazel that, okay, it was me that was flirting with these girls or whatever.
That you
What?
disappeared with both the
Oh,
girls
that
and
disappeared.
that you came back about an hour later.
I wonder how is that, and I was really with Roosevelt and Jake the whole time. And like, either if I disappear, I was on like what? They could see me where I was at, talking to them for a bit, just saying what's going on, how you're doing, and stuff like that. Okay, my issue with that is like, don't tell nobody one thing just to get you bragging points with your girlfriend at the time and try to make the other person look good. Like,
Because she was the one who came to me saying, "Was I okay? You know, I'm sure you're upset of what AJ did." And I'm asking, "What did AJ do?" And then I got, well, Jason told me that he disappeared off with these two girls who he's friends with, and when he came back, he was making little comments about what he got up to. And so she was like, "I just wanted to let you know that, he could be cheating on you."
which was the other way around. So the thing is, Jason Masters was the only one doing the cheating on his girlfriends for like other things that we're not going to mention. Just say that Jason Master was the player anyway, either at that event. But moving on, that issue, like, it would have been recently dropped, and I would have been like, whatever, whatever. Never mind that. It wasn't a big thing because the girls I knew wouldn't give him no play or no none any time of day anyway. But moving on, it was an incident. I think it was at the Fusion show last summer that, from what I heard when I came back home from work, that he literally just spilled beer over Robert,
Hold,
just
hold up, poured over his head.
just hold it up and poured it over his head for no reason at all. No reason at all. And that's why I'm pissed off. So that chat that I had in the SWE was really needed
I
because
would just like to quickly point out the Vic the Stick from Fusion, the day after that actually happened, did come to me personally and apologize for what happened, and saying that it was his show and that he should have, he doesn't want things like that happening at his show and everything. So we would just like to point out there is no animosity between us and Fusion and anybody associated with the management and running of Fusion, because this was nothing that they had control over. This is a personal attack from a particular person to us. I just want to get that across.
yeah, and personally, why he did that, I have no idea. But it seems like he made a whole bunch of lies that so he can get away with it. Well, the man, truthfully, he needs help. That's all. I'm just gonna say it like that. He needs help. He needs seriously help. But I wanted to go after him, and I know I made these things like I want to match with him, this and that, and stuff like that. And personally, I still do. But what would have solved that? Like, he could have said weeks after it happened, days after it happened, he should have been a fucking man and apologized. Which, one, he's not a fucking man, and two, he didn't apologize or didn't say anything at all.
I gave him the opportunity yesterday. I emailed him from the WFSO page and said to him all it would have taken was an apology. His response back was, "I don't have time for this bullshit. I've seen you guys at shows and I ignore you. I don't have time for this."
Yeah, you don't
But
have.
he has time to pick up the phone and talk with certain people who he's wrestling with next week and tell them that this is all based on an affair that you supposedly had.
What?
And the reason that he poured the beer over Robert's head is that Robert is out of control and a nasty child.
Okay. He has a kid, a daughter. So what the fuck he would think that some guy, or just say me for example, would have did that to him? How would the hell would he think? Or how would he felt? I
Right, and
think
the
he is
fact
a
of it is he puts a lot of it on the fact he's like, "Well, I was drunk, I was drunk." Apologize.
and get some fucking help.
Just apologize.
And the personal thing, he did challenge me to a street fight yesterday at the lakefront. He didn't give me no time or whatever. So it was before that, I laid all the cards on the table, just said why I'm pissed off and why I'm upset. And yesterday, while I was at work, I'm hearing a few people just saying, okay, Artrell was out of line for what he did, or that was bogus, out of order. If you're a fucking parent, you should know how I feel, what happened with that situation. What if it was your own kid? How in the hell would you feel?
Well,
You,
not only if
you
it
would be
was
pissed off too.
not if it was just your own kid. What if you were at a show and somebody walked up to a family member, it doesn't matter if it's a kid, your girlfriend, your wife, your mother, your sister, whatever, and just walked up to them and poured beer over their head for no reason.
Yeah, for those people that say that, what the fuck you would think you would do? You would snap too. If I was there, I swear to God, I wish I was there that day. I would have knocked him out where he stand, and he'll be end up in the hospital. But anyways, he challenged me to this fight or whatever we were supposed to have. He never gave me the time. He gave me the date, but he never gave me the time. Like I said, I will miss work just to have just to whoop his ass, just one time. Cause all of this would have been settled if he was a fucking man and would have apologized for what he did. But he's not a man. He's a fucking drunk. He's a fucking alcoholic, and he's a fucking cheater. A wife beater? I guess he's a wife beater, whatever you want to call it. But like I said, from what Hazel just said about I supposed to have an affair with somebody, that's why he did that.
That's what he said. That's the whole thing he was saying to everybody who will listen. That you cheated on me in Green Bay. That you have a beef because I found out about it, and that because of what happened with Robert. And he's justifying what happened with Robert is the fact that he's saying Robert doesn't, act right at shows. Robert misbehaves and all this lot. Well, I'll tell you actually what happened that day is he's telling everybody Robert tried pulling him out the ring at the wrestling show. What happened that day is Robert was sat by myself and a former friend of mine called Julie. And there was a table in front. We were asked to look after another wrestler's child because the wrestler in question didn't have a babysitter for that show. So we were sat back. Jason, Vic the Stick, Griffin, and I can't remember who else came out. They came out. Griffin's got up in Robert's face like Griffin does all the time. I have no hard feelings to him. He's a great guy. They were all shouting at Robert and everything and all this lot. And then Jason just walked up to Robert and poured the beer over his head. When he went back, and I actually emailed Vic about it, Vic then came back to me and said the reason Jason told everybody then that he'd done it was because apparently at an MCW show, Robert apparently spat on the US flag, which I would like to point out was bullcrap. Um, then the next thing I'm hearing, I heard from several people who were at ICW since Jason has started, who are credible people, and you know who I'm on about, AJ. I don't want to say their names on it because I don't want to.
Well, I don't know who, but go on. Oh,
Those two people do not have any reason to lie, do they?
no.
They said that Jason went up to them and said to them the reason he did this is that Robert is out of control at every wrestling show he goes to, that he is a horrible child.
We could have said, oh, his kid was a horrible child, but that's not the
Their
case because we
kids.
don't want to do that because that's not us.
Um, and then not only that, there was actually two wrestlers from ICW who contacted me, which was
Mm-hmm.
and another one who said to me that Jason has actually said if he sees Robert at a show, he's going to slap him if Robert holds his hand out for a high five. Now, my thing on this is that everything had died down up until this all started with him wrestling at
Nah,
ICW.
truthfully, for me, it never would have
Well,
died down.
it died down for me because it seemed like it was coming to it was an end of something. I wasn't dealing with him, but he keeps bringing up our name every minute he gets. Then on top of that, I'm told that me, who didn't cause any of the trouble to begin with, who had absolutely nothing to do with his big mouth spouting off and pouring beer over Robert and everything, I am then told by certain promoters that I have to not cause drama. My thing is that you as promoters need to stop your wrestlers from causing drama.
And plus, he should have never been booked in the first place, in my opinion. Okay, because